Welcome to Owning Huddle Podcast. I am Deuce, and today we're going to take a look at free agency from last week. We're going to look at some top 30 visits so far. I think we had like two or three. More of them will be coming down through the week. We're also going to look at at what happened to the Commanders fan base over the Justin Fields trade to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're also going to look at what's to come of free agency. Are we done? Are we looking to make more moves, or we're going to make more smaller moves to try to fill out the roster? But please join us on the other side of this Owning the Huddle podcast. I know it looks like CeeLo is at a hotel, but he disappeared. I don't know exactly where he is. But Breeze, what's good, man?
What's good?
There you go.
Is he back? Is he still frozen?
He trying to slide around the camera. Welcome back to Owning the Huddle podcast. Brother Deuce is here. He's here to defend his O-line. I'm getting sick and tired of you dudes and his fan base talking about my O-line. We gonna handle this today.
I said tell CJ to drop that.
No, y'all not fixing that, bro. Y'all not fixing that.
Nah, it's over. You already put it out there, DT.
It's a great day for me, but what will be a better day will be when we get this team to a place where we're playing beyond the regular season, where we're competing for a championship.
Welcome back to Owning the Huddle podcast. I am Deuce. DT, what's good, man?
What's good? What's good? We got Civil War. I'm not talking about Captain America Civil War on Twitter.
It's cool. It's crazy, man. Like CeeLo and Bree is gonna be joining us in a few minutes, so we don't want to get too much into that until they get in. What's up, Carlton? What's good, man? But some things, man, Timothy, what's good? Yes, we did sign Michael Davis. So these let's start there, DT, to the guys in here. With the last couple signings, right? The signing yesterday, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't know if you do, but he was on Dallas last year. He was drafted by the Dolphins. When you talk to the Dolphins fan base, they say he was the worst draft pick outside of Deion Jordan, which was a first round pick, right? So obviously there was some expected talent there that didn't do well in the NFL, and he ended up with the Cowboys. But they say he excelled at special teams. What do you think about that move and the move that they picked up? I think his name Hightower from the Lion, Anthony Highsmith. I think it's Highsmith from the Lions that specifically excel at special teams. Pittman. Yeah.
Yeah. So Noah Iganagabi, he was a drafted in the first round from Auburn. So he was a guy that came out that year. He didn't really play a lot of football. He was one of those guys like, I played football later on during my high school career, still learning the position, things like that. Got drafted the first round, a lot of injuries and also inconsistent play, which led to him being cut. But it's still depth. I think I'm not expecting him to be a key piece in the secondary, but I still think he'll help us special teams wise, give us some depth, some guys behind the corner. He still has some talent, and also he knows Dan Quinn defense from being there. So obviously the connection is wide open right there. And Anthony Pittman, linebacker from the Lions, special team guy again, but somebody that can go in with Jeremy Reeves and help with the special team unit with being led by new special team coach. What's his name? Izzo?
Mm-hmm.
Larry
Izzo.
Yeah,
Yep,
Larry Izzo. So that's going to be good. Also, a guy that plays linebacker as well. So get as much new bodies at these positions as well. So overall, it's pretty solid for what we've seen from free agency. Not only we're getting guys that will be instant impact players, but you're getting guys at those spots that needed depth. I'm not trying to be Strickler. I still kind of want to see maybe one more offensive lineman before we get to the draft. Maybe like a guard or something, just for competition. But can't knock everything Adam Peters cooking.
Yeah, I love it, man. What's up? Breeze is in the building.
What's up?
We was just talking about the special team specific signings yesterday. The cornerback that was with Dallas, drafted by the Dolphins, and also what's his name? Hassmith. I don't know. I can't get his name right.
Anthony Pittman.
And I like it, Breeze, because usually, especially with this past regime, when you think about special teams, it's usually guys that don't perform on offense or defense. So they say, you know what, let me try to see if you can gun, see if you can run the field. But them bringing in Michael Pittman and bringing in the guy from the cornerback from yesterday and re-signing Jeremy Reeves, they have Sip, they have Percy still there, Christian Holmes still there. These guys is looking at each phase of the game and saying we need to improve each phase. Special teams, when you used to play, you had to want to play special teams. I mean, back then you could crack back and all that, but you had to be a dog to play special teams.
Mm-hmm.
See, Jay, another Washington sign. Yeah, man, I like it. So I like those signers. They might be bottom depth guys, but I think they're especially for special teams and them type of guys that want to play special teams. You need
not
them
just that,
on your team.
But you signed a new kicker and long snapper too. Like there's a legitimate effort to fix the special teams. Whatever was broken with it, there's a clear and legitimate effort and attempt to fix it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I like those signings. Today, what's the guy's name? Michael Davis. I think he's a little bit different. He's coming. Who did he play for?
Chargers.
Chargers. Yep. He's come from the Chargers. I think he played in over like 100 and something games. I think he started 13. He played in all 17 last year. He played 13. When you look at him from 20, 21, 22, it's some up and down years over the time. I think he was number 5 in pass deflections over the last 3 years. So this is a guy that's probably more so competition for the 4th and 5th spot. This is not just a special teams guy. What you think, Breeze?
No, I agree, and I think it's if you look at him playing that likely, like you said, 4th or 5th cornerback role, probably replacing or Christian Holmes, Danny Johnson, guys who weren't terrible, but you could definitely stand an upgrade. I'm fine with it. I'm cool. He was a productive player. It's on another good 1-year deal. I'm fine with it. And I love the fact that they managed. He was nobody knew about him signing until he was at his press conference. Like, I don't know how they managed to do that, but I love the signing. I'm cool with it, man.
Yeah, the chef has done a phenomenal job. Cool. He that a bad guy, not just a special teams guy. It's crazy. I mean, he's not, man. I mean, when you look at the team, you want a complete team. Special teams is important, and we've seen that in the playoffs when special teams make mistakes. You got muff punts, you got guys, touching the football. When they was outside, like not knowing the rules, those type of things happen. So if you like, you want to be A1 on all 3 phases of the game if you want to make this, if you want to have a legitimate shot to get to win the Super Bowl. So we haven't touched base since last week, especially you, Breeze. We haven't heard a lot of your thoughts about the free agent signing. So I mean, what's your thoughts, like your overall thoughts about free agency so far, and then we'll get to individual players.
I mean, they by far been way more aggressive than I thought they would be. Like I think now, including a few re-signers that they've had, they're up to like 18, 19 players now in a week. That's far more aggressive than I thought they were going to be. But the direction that they're going, good players, mostly guys that can produce, even the depth guys, on good contracts. Like I'm happy with it. I'm fine with it. And I think there's still room to add a few more guys. Maybe not the splash that some people were expecting. I wasn't really expecting much of a splash as far as individual players, but as far as the direction I think they're taking in free agency, we're trying to, like Adam Peters said, build the kind of the foundation and core, the foundation of it through free agency, and then build, supplement that with build to the draft and supplement with free agency. They're doing just that. They lost 24 players going into free agency, and they replaced 20 of them at this point. Like, I like it.
Yeah, and that rule change, I still that guy mentioned the rule. I still don't know the actual rule. I know it was going back and forth. I don't even know if it was approved yet. But that's something definitely we're gonna bring up once we see exactly what those rules are. It's like you pick kicking from the 40, and then the receiving team has a choice to either receive it inbounds. I mean, receive it within the field of play or let it go in the end zone. So I just don't know like exactly what that rule is. I remember us kind of talking about it in the space when they brought it up at the last owners meeting, but it looks like they're trying to bring the excitement back to the special teams unit, especially kickoffs, but also being safe, because I know one of the rules, no one can move until the ball is in the hands, is in the field of play. So that's definitely going to be something to look out. And it's kind of like, I think the XFL type rules, which the XFL is going to be going at the ending of the year. So Bad Guy said it's going to be used in preseason. They will vote to change it. The kicking team line up at the opponent 40 and can't move until it's caught. So that's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. So I think XFL is kind of doing something similar to that. Appreciate that, Bad Guy. Wouldn't be shocked if we had a better streak of free agents than the Undertaker at WrestleMania. So Bree's had a step. So you had some time to think about these free agent moves last week. Detail, okay, there, Breeze. What's your favorite move, Breeze, from last week?
Probably Frankie Louvu. Either him or Austin Eckler. I'm gonna edge Louvu because I know he's going to start, and he was and Bobby Wagner. Just fixing that linebacker core because we haven't had anything to hang our hat on really in 4 or 5 years. So
I think that really does something to our defense. What about the Bobby Wagner signing? I think, it was kind of surprising to learn that him and London Fletcher was months apart when we signed them at the same time. And I think London was here for 7 years, and he was pretty much productive the majority of those years. And here's Wagner coming off, all pro year, being the second best middle linebacker in the league, making second team all pro. He had over 183 tackles. It's very interesting to see how this is going to work, because Joe Witt has already said, like, what you've seen is not what you are going to see. Come, it's going to be a Commander's defense. So I'm really interested to see what that's going to look like. But DT, where are you with the Bobby Wagner, the Bobby Wagner hire?
I mean, shoot, man, like, this was your guy, right? You've been kind of screaming the past couple of weeks. I wasn't so sure they were going to go that route. I thought, they were kind of like cool with getting Frankie Lulu and probably see what he can do at Mike. But when that news dropped on the podcast, I just said, wow, this is big. You're getting a guy literally who's going to be a ballot Hall of Famer coming over to this young team, and you got guys like Jamin Davis and Frankie Lulu and many other guys on the roster who have watched him since they were probably in high school and college, seeing his greatness, and he can teach them some things and install the culture that we truly needed over here in Washington. And he can still play. He still got a lot of left in the tank. Like you said, 183 tackles, and I think this is so huge for Jamin Davis for all the stuff he went through in terms of like how the coaching staff wanted him to play multiple positions, but didn't find the right way to fit. He can sit there, be a sponge, and he can just absorb all the knowledge that Bobby Wagner has been through, talk about techniques, nuances of playing the linebacker position, and get him better, and hopefully get him a payday. And we see the potential that he always have, just never been fulfilled, and help this defense. It just makes this defense just by far and better. Also getting another leader. That's right, another leader other than Jonathan Allen on that side of the ball.
I think they signed like 5 or 6 guys that were captains like on their respective teams last year. Like the leadership is definitely something. Like I know Louvu was a captain, Wagner was a captain, obviously Revo was a captain here. I think a few more guys that they signed was not Beatis. What's the line we got from Kansas City? I feel like he might have been a captain at some point. Like they're definitely looking towards bringing not just good football players but leaders in here, kind of in the same culture mode, but like guys that have actually done it and produced. With all due respect.
What's up, CeeLo?
Yo.
What up?
We was just talking about like some of the favorite moves from last week. But and I know you haven't talked about it a lot since the last time we met, but overall, what's your general feeling about free agency thus far and a couple of your favorite moves?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It just for the first time, I don't know how you guys feel, but it feels like there's a plan. So it just feels like they have a method to their madness, and so going out and getting certain very specific names or veterans that have a certain skill set, certain experience, certain leadership skills. And then you have a couple of young guys, right, who they went out and like Jeremy Chin and the backup guard from Kansas City. I just really I like how they're doing it, going about that this particular free agency, and because they have all that cap room, all of us are expecting. I know I was like a Brian Burns and those kind of guys, but they didn't go that route. They went to some very specific names that they worked with before, like the Dorrance Armstrong signing, and then I think what they will do is they're going to go into the draft, looking at young, up and coming, future, potentially future commanders that will backfill those guys as they kind of, slide on out. So I like the approach. I think I get it. We just got to, wait and see, obviously, if it all works out. But I like it. I think my favorite, this may rub some people wrong, but I think my favorite signing was Jeremy Chin. I know some people can say that he's almost like a 1-for-1 replacement with Cam. I disagree. I think his leadership is crazy. I think his abilities to have game-changing plays are statistically right there. You can see them for yourself. Those are the kind of players we were looking for. And so I felt it's a little bit of an upgrade there, and I think that's my first time so far.
Yeah, I definitely like a lot of the moves, man. And just like Danny had just mentioned, I appreciate y'all for stopping by. See South Danny, Juan, Keith has stopped by, Timothy, everyone else that's watching that haven't commented yet.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all for stopping by. If y'all out there, even if you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, or on Facebook, just comment like your favorite, your favorite signings from last week and somebody that you want the team to go out there that's still out there.
I think Chin was the captain too, wasn't he? So we're talking about leadership, if I'm not mistaken.
Who?
I think Chin was the captain too in Carolina.
Okay. Yeah. The only thing with Chin, I think what's up, Cash? Chuck's fault. It's all good. It's all good. What's up, Slim? I think the thing with Chin is he has been hurt the last couple years, right? So we are banking on him being healthy. I don't know if he's healthy right now. I don't know when that injury occurred last year. So that's something that we're going to see, once OTAs and all that stuff crank up. But
it's another reason a 1-year deal too.
Yeah, most definitely. And the safeties was saturated as we've been talking about for the last few weeks. And from his interview, I've been hearing on Grant and Danny today, he kind of talked like he's going to be playing a lot of linebacker.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of separated him from Cam as far as this defense is concerned. because Cam is like 6'1", 6'2", listed 6'1", 6'2", 200 pounds. Chin is like 6'3", 220 plus, right? So he's kind of even with the injury history, and Cam has a little bit. I think he has like some shoulder problems and stuff. But even with Chin's injury history, like he's more physically, fit, built. I was gonna say not fit, but built to kind of play that role. And maybe they just didn't see Cam as a fit for that. For again, whatever reason, obviously there was the reason, whatever it was, that they chose to move on from him.
And we talked about that. I want to say this time last year about Cam's size, right? I mean, he's a tall guy, which is great, but he's a little light to be playing the position he was playing, and it showed. He was, I think he had a finger or something at the beginning of 2022 season. He missed a bunch of games, throughout. And then I just think that role would have been tough for him over the course of his career. And like you said, I think Chin kind of fits that mold better.
And we've also seen guys with similar builds try to play that role and not be able to withstand it long term,
right.
both here and across the league.
Right.
I think that's a fairly common role on defenses now. But again, if you want to take a guy that's essentially a corner, like Cam is a tall cornerback. As far as his build, he's a tall cornerback. You don't really want to take that and have him smashing into, offensive and defensive linemen every play, which is what he's best at, just not really built for it.
What's up, everybody that came through? What's up, Cash? What's up, Twan? Smoke, CJ, Kim is in the building. What's up, Slim? What's good, champ? Louisville and Chin. Yeah, I like it. Kim and Louisville wearing 11. Chin wearing 11.
Yeah.
Did Louisville pick his number yet? Because that 49.
They haven't. That 49. He can't wear 49. But
he ain't touching that 49. Tell you
oh, that's Bobby Mitchell.
Bobby Mitchell.
Okay, that's Bobby Mitchell. That's right.
They haven't posted his jersey yet, I don't think.
That's right. He probably looking, trying to see which one of these dudes' jersey he's gonna take.
I mean, what did Cody Barton wear last year? You can have that.
No, he wore 57.
57, yeah.
56,
Yeah, man. Dang, like that's the truth. When the last time we had like competent linebacker play, we got like two back-to-back days.
I tell you, London Fletcher,
2006. Yeah, everybody said like 2006, 2007, something like that.
Yeah, everybody talking about Landon. Marcus Washington was a dog too, bro.
Yeah, people forget Marcus Washington, bro. He was absolutely
juice.
He had a few screws missing too.
See, I told you stop calling me that. That's the weird stuff. Deuce the juice. Deuce the juice. Let's see, what up, my sophisticated brethren? My man Breezy. How can we get the cool name?
I mean, that's literally like my nickname. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, Deuce is a cool nickname. I mean,
Now when he add the juice on that jump.
I mean, you can call you your other nickname. I mean, I'm not gonna call it on camera, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
oh man, your team should go out laminate the roster names and numbers out at the first game. Oh man, that's right. Click like and subscribe.
They trying to flip it for real. Right.
I mean, they said our roster was garbage. Did they say garbage? Hey, go ahead, Twine. Yeah, you messing up my algorithm, Twine. He's like garbage.
Yeah.
He flipping the mess out this roster, man. Right. Even some of the people he brought back was a surprise. I mean, not a surprise, but like I said, he brought Jeremy Crowder back to teach Cashmere Allen how to catch punts. I don't care what nobody says.
I think Cashmere Allen might be going to one of the other 31 teams.
Yeah, we definitely need some wide receivers. All right, so CeeLo is hitting that. Listen, man, like the Bears traded, they traded Justin Fields to Pittsburgh, right? So now we have a civil war in our fan base with Drake May versus Jaden Daniels, to the point where like I don't even want to say who I'd rather have on the timeline, bro. Like you can't say one thing bad about one. Like if you do a tweet giving both of their flaws, like you're gonna be hated. If you do positive about both of them, you're gonna be hated. Like it is wild on the timeline right now, man. I thought Heineke was a thing. I mean, CeeLo, like this is wild, bro.
So yeah, I think first of all, the Justin Fields trade.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I'm looking it up now because I don't.
Hold on.
Oh,
Is that really happened?
He capping?
I'm on Twitter and I don't see.
I ain't getting no notifications, man. Let me refresh.
Oh, come on, bad guy, man. Look, he talking I'm kidding. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I'm saying I'm on. As soon as I saw the comment pop up, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Let me
Yo.
bruh.
That was crazy work.
He said kicking boy.
I'm about to say that was crazy.
Hey, that's nasty work, yeah.
Although I looked it up, I was trying to be discreet. Deuce interrupted the whole program. about to break news on it.
He definitely got it, John. We might clip that bad guy if you give us permission, man. We might clip that, John. That was crazy, man. That was crazy, man.
Live program. Live program.
This one right to my pops for probably 2 minutes screaming, man.
Yo, my heart never skipped a beat when I saw it. I was like, "What? Wait a minute, hold on."
Riri says, "Send him to the goo."
Dude, just stealing. Crazy.
Send him to the goo.
Man, that's crazy, man. All right, bag. I appreciate you, man.
Wow.
Hey, that dude's a fool, bro. He is a national treasure.
All right, man. All right, so Cash, that's nasty work, Cash. What's up, James? Get Jaden.
Here we go.
Nasty. All right, forget it. Listen, everybody in the chats, just throw in who you want, Jaden or Drake May. Just throw it in the chat. Get the algorithm, put some 5s beside it, and Drake May or Jaden. All right, CeeLo, we got a Civil War, man.
All I was gonna say was I don't know what the Steelers are doing. I thought that was I guess it could work out in the end. To get a year or two out of Russell Wilson and move on. We'll wait and see. That's an interesting trade that they had, and it didn't cost them much in either one, right? They're not paying hardly anything in Russell Wilson's contract, and they paying whatever is left on Justin Fields. But yeah, I think most of the fans, man, we got to move on from Caleb. It sounds like he's probably going to the Bears, and I'm going to start pushing for Bro Nix. I'm sorry. I'm going to say Penix Jr. Oh, Michael Penix Jr. I'm going to start pushing for Penix because I'm tired of Drake May, Jaden Daniels conversation.
Look at Juan still holding on.
Michael Penix. That's it.
This is crazy, man. Where you at, Bree?
Do I have to pick a side right now?
No, I'm just about the Civil War in general. Like,
I think it's hilarious. I think it is hilarious. I'm on record having said that I do not have a preference as to who they pick, and I'm going to trust the process and trust the thought process of whoever they pick. That being said, watching this daily Civil War, especially now that it seems all even if you want to throw Caleb in there, like the Caleb or bust crowd, the 5 for 5 crowd with Jaden Daniels and the Drake, it's absolutely hilarious. Like you can literally just scroll the timeline for 30 seconds and just see so much chaos around these 3 players. Like I legitimately have. This might be the only part of the draft process I'm actually enjoying because it is legitimately funny.
See, it's like you can't say nothing, DT. Like, look in the comments now. Like, look, Danny's Jaden runs reckless like RG3. We'll see how that work out. Cash, Jaden Daniels will be the next Lamar Jackson. He runs like RG3. Why is this even an argument? Send CeeLo to the goo.
Drake
He
is a bigger
pronounced
version
his
of
name.
Sam.
Look, Big Jacob, like this is wild, Drake. I guess like this is wild, man. So I don't know how this is going to look after. Okay.
Can I pose one more question to the chat? Oh Lord, he's a dope here. I want to pose one more question to the chat, right?
So they want look, it's not sold. I mean, look, they sent so many Chicagians to Bo Nix pro day out of Oregon.
To Oregon's pro day.
No, ain't nobody there but the center, JPJ, and you ain't gonna send. He's the only head coach that was there. They had a rocket scouts, front office people.
It's smoke screen. I want to know if for those people who are dead set on one of the other, whichever quarterback you're set on, if they do pick the other quarterback, I'm just curious as to what your reaction is going to be.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want to know. Like if you are dead set on I want Jaden Daniels and they pick Drake May or vice versa, what is the reaction going to be? That's what I want to know. Because I need to be, if at all possible, in a crowd of people on draft night when this happens, because it's on camera.
Chill out.
Hey man, everybody in the chats, man, hit that like button, man. Hit some emojis, get the algorithm working. Please like, share, retweet whatever platform you're on. Please share it out in any way that you usually do. Yeah, Kim, that's true, man. What's up, Mizzle? Drake May. Who is Drake May way better thrown over the middle than Dan Minority, and I feel to talk about that. It's so much, man. I hope you're right, DMV. Bears gonna fumble the bag if possible. If they don't pick the quarterback I want, and Adam Peters, I trust Adam. Yep, I just want whoever we pick to be the right guy. Like I really think that's the majority how people kind of feel. Of course, everybody is fighting for their guy now, but for the most part, it seems like people is like, let Adam cook. You know what I'm saying? Whoever he chooses, I'll support. I might need some time or whatever, but we'll see. I think what's going to really knock the fan base off is if we don't get either one of these dudes. Like if we trade back somewhere and we don't get a quarterback, which I do not see happening. I mean, Sam Howell has gone.
Michael Penix Jr.
He's Jesus Christ. He's not here. So I mean, they could trade down and get some extra picks and pick up Master P, man. But I don't know, man. I think most of the fan base expect them to pick one of these quarterbacks.
As long as it ain't JJ, it'll be good.
If you trade back, I've seen several different sources, not sources is the wrong word, but different places floating the idea of trading back with Minnesota because they have 2 first-round picks now. If you trade back from 2 to 11, I think that is trading back way too far. With you can't control what happens between 2 and 10. Like there's no telling what who else may come up before you. I mean, it's already a foregone conclusion that likely 3 quarterbacks to go in the top 3 picks, especially if somebody trades up to 2, they're taking the quarterback. As many as 5 quarterbacks will go in the top 10. Like that's a far trade for you to not be able to control anything else that goes on and before you. I think if you have a guy at 2, you take your guy at 2 and hope it works out.
To Deuce's point, I think the fact that we traded away Sam, it is a foregone conclusion. They will select a quarterback in that top portion, top 4 or 5 picks. I think that's a 99.9% chance. It is not. We are not going into the We are not going into the second half of the first round with Marcus Mariota, and whoever else we got on the practice squad, and just gonna take whoever's going to be falling down in the first half. I really believe they will select a quarterback in the first 3-4 picks.
See, this is my thing. Been here for the past couple of months. We know how this stuff goes with the fan base. It's okay to have a preference in what quarterback you want. It's okay to have a quarterback that you prefer the style in. We see the Lamar Jackson, see the Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. But at the end of the day, we're not the people in that building making the picks. We're not the people in there evaluating throw for throw, cadence to cadence. Adam Peters and them are going to make the decision of who's going to be the quarterback of the future. So whether people like it or not, there's plenty of fan bases that probably wanted somebody else at quarterback and didn't get the opportunity. But either that person succeeded despite the people that hated them, or they fell onto that. So I'm thinking for me, like a lot of this stuff, man, it's really just prospect fatigue. We talk about these guys all the time. Now we're at the point where we're going to nitpick every single thing, every game to game, all that other stuff. Like, both of these kids are talented. Both of them have shown up in some of the biggest moments of their careers, wherever you disagree or not. They're going to be in this process, and this is a week to show up. They got pro days literally back to back, ironically. So they're going to be making some trips. They're going to have some conversations. They're going to have some top 30 visits. And the day of the draft, that card's going to slide in, and whoever's the quarterback, that's the guy they entrust to be the face of this franchise.
So I got a question for y'all, and that's a good point. Do y'all think they already know who they're going to select?
I think they have a fairly solid idea. I think think most people, even with all the talking in the media and on social, within the media and social media of them not taking Caleb for whatever reason, I think most people figured that if Chicago didn't take Caleb first, somebody else would. And he wasn't, while it may be hopeful and, optimistic, but he wasn't falling to number 2. I think for the most part, they've probably locked in on Drake or Jaden at number 2, and now they're just going through the process of trying to see, fully evaluating those 2 players and seeing who's the better of those 2 options. And then looking at that third tier and saying, well, if the opportunity to trade back does come, is the separation close enough that, if we do pass on these 2 guys, is that third tier, how far is the fall off in that third tier? But I think for the most part, they're probably locked in on, 1 or 2 guys, that we all, know who those 2 guys are essentially at the top of the draft.
Man, I just heard something. The blue people might not go quarterback, bro.
I mean, can they afford to?
I know that's a crazy switch, but I don't know. The blue people might not go quarterback.
They might. I mean, they might be,
or they might go good times.
They should go quarterback with it.
I think they should. How many years are left on that contract? He has an out after what? 2 more years or this year?
One more year.
1 more year.
It's gonna be crazy, man. All right, so top 30 visits. Who do we have so far? What, 2-3 people? I think. Who do you have so far?
The tight end from Texas. I can't remember his name. I
saw him.
Yeah, Tavion Sanders, and then there was 2 linemen that I don't remember.
The boy from Yale and Jordan Morgan from Arizona.
Yeah.
And Morgan is one of the guys that I wouldn't mind trading up for. How about that? He's one of the guys I wouldn't mind trading up for. He's one of them. So how do you all feel about top 30 visits?
I mean, I don't have a problem with top 30 visits. It's just really like, like informal interview at your house. Like you bring someone, hey, you want to have dinner at my house and talk a little bit of football? That's basically what it is. Also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they get a little bit of interaction with some of the current players that's on the team and interact with some of the executives and coaches and things and dive a little bit more deeper. So I think it's still a good process for the NFL. I really have no problem with it. Now, the one thing I do see is like we will had last year. There was the apparent rumor that one player, canceled a 30-day visit with us, and I don't know the whole truth to that, but he didn't make it to like the 4th round. So I think those stuff is like more about the person more than just like the physicals and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, that's like your NFL equivalent to a recruiting trip, basically. Kind of get the guy in your building. You get to kind of, see him away from the combine or from the structured environment of a combine or a pro day. Kind of get this, kind of talk to him, talk ball, talk life, whatever you want to do. I think for the Commanders specifically, with them having 2 high second-round picks, I think their top 30 visits are more so kind of focused on guys that could fall or be available with those picks versus the quarterbacks. Although I'm sure they'll meet with with 1 or 2 quarterbacks. I think for them it's more so about trying to see what they might do with those second-round picks.
So just to give you an idea of last year's top 30, Darnell Wright, Osiris Torrance, Alonzo Monty, Steve Avila, Terrell Smith, Hendon Hooker. We did have Ricky Strongberg, so we followed through there. Joey Porter Jr., Emmanuel Forbes, Brian Branch. So, I take it with a grain of salt. I wish we would have went with some of those tackles that I just listed, but we didn't. So here we are.
Here we are.
I feel like
he's so shady, bro. He had to start with Adam first.
I was going off the article. The article had. Oh no. The article had the first name, Darnell Wright. That was the first name on there.
That's a 9.
Go figure. But so I do. I think Slim said it on one of the spaces. I think it's more about the position, and so they may bring in a guy, and then it gives you an idea of what position they're really looking into and wanting to delve deep into. And so it at least gives you an idea of what they're looking at in the draft. So it may not be that specific player, but you can figure out, okay, they're looking at tackle or they're looking at tight end, depending on how the draft falls, you can start to look at those names. And like Bree said, it's more of a reverse, it's a reverse recruiting trip, although the guys ain't got no choice where they're going, but it gives you an idea of the interactions with, player, execs, coaches, staff, etc. So.
But to that point, and yesterday we were on Commander's Draft Pod, and Mr. Ken brought up some of the some of the positions that we have looked at so far this year. Majority of them have been offensive linemen, and if I'm not mistaken, last year majority of that position we looked at was offensive linemen.
Yep.
And we drafted 2 guys.
I'm sure there's a little bit of gamesmanship involved in there too. You know what I mean? If you load up heavy on maybe 1 or 2 positions for your visits, teams will tend to think, oh, well, they're looking at D-back, or they're looking at tackle, or they're looking at
That's true.
whatever the case may be. So it's probably a little bit of chess involved in that at the same time. But yeah, I don't have an issue. I think it's for the most part, just to, like we kind of talked about, just getting those guys in the building and based on their projections and hoping 1 or 2 of them fall. CeeLo said Stromberg, he was a 4th round, 3rd or 4th round pick. So guys do top 30 vision doesn't mean he has to be picked in the top 30. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm cool with the process.
Yeah, man, I think it's just something to clear some air. Because I'm sure even all these guys that they'll bring in, they previously either had a formal or informal meeting with them. Probably some things they want to kind of clear up as they come in. But um, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, CeeLo named off all those people, all those lime. It's depressing, man. But you kind of track it. I know Ken does a heck of a job of tracking those top 30 visits over the years and tracking the informal and formal meetings. Actually, either tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm going to put out the clip of each how many from each position that the Commanders have either formally or informally met with. Thus far since the Hula Bowl, I think, which is in I think the end of December, beginning of January. So from there all the way up to this point, put that out. What was it, Deep? I think it was close to 400 players they have met with. So that's a crazy number.
The most was offensive line, and I think it was 56 defensive backs this year in total.
Yeah, it's crazy. What's up, Troy? Did we sign anybody today? Oh, the Davis guy.
Did we talk? Did you talk about him?
Yeah, earlier.
Yeah.
What was his name? Was it Mark Davis? The cornerback? Michael Davis?
Well, yeah, Michael Davis.
Yeah, Michael Davis, the cornerback for San Diego. He's oh. I'm like, bro, you talking about?
I be forgetting they LA Chargers now, yeah.
They need to just go back to San Diego, to be honest.
But yeah, them. He's a guy. He's been in the league. I think he had over 170 starts, something like that. He has some rough up and down years. He had an okay year last year. He started 13 games. He played in all of the games last year. So, so far, we're hearing some good and bad things about him. I think he's competition. I don't think he's no special teams guy. And I say competition, I mean hopefully the third and fourth spot. Because if he end up starting, then we're gonna be in bad shape. They says when he plays, when he's on the spotlight, and he's playing good receivers. He kind of shows out, but when he's playing receivers that's not as good, he kind of disappears and he kind of gets cooked. So, I don't know, but St. Jude's better lace him up, I guess.
Man, he has experience. I mean, he's played far more. Last year that entire secondary was not good. So I'm open to any competition at that spot. And just because they signed 2 corners does not mean they're not going to go corner in this draft. That's a premium position as well. I expect them to get one of these at least one of the top corners in the draft if they're available.
Yeah. All right, so trade back. I mean, let me see. Not trade back. I'm so sorry. Please, I did not mean trade back. I did not mean trade back. Please, I did not mean
trade back up in.
Yes, trade back up into the first round. Trade back into the first round. What's up, Poster? What's up? Look, he said, nah, look. Just hold on, wait a minute. That's why I feel like we need a vet corner to help Guy Ben and Forbes. So
man, Forbes is a vet at this
point. All right, so like
Forbes. Yeah.
When we talk, look at simple trade back. You're right. No, I'm not. I did not mean that. This is where I am, and y'all can kind of chime in, right? Once we get to like pick 18, I'm thinking pick 18 to maybe 26, somewhere in that range. If I have a striker, like a guy that I really love, a guy that I really like. So let's say like Chop is there in that range. Let's say if Morgan is possibly in that range. If those are two guys, maybe Jared Verse, I don't know. But if those guys are in that range, because I definitely think Dallas Turner is going to go to the Falcons. Like it just makes too much sense. But if these guys happen to fall, and maybe even Fuaga, then I'm going to try to get back into the first. I think it might cost a second and a third, or a second and a fourth, depending on exactly where. 18 might be a little more, 26 not going to be that much. But once we get to 26, 27, depending on how the draft is playing out, I might be able to get my guy at 36. You know what I mean? But I just don't think, if you really want one of these edge, Verse or Chop, I think they're going to be gone by 36. And if you want the higher echelon of the tackles, you know, let's say like 1 through 6, I think they're all going to be gone by 36. So that's where I'm at. I'm looking in between like 18 to 26 to trade back in the first. What are you guys looking at?
18 might be a little rich for me. Obviously, depending on who you're trading back up for, and what the compensation to move back up is. I forget what we traded away when we moved back up to pick Montez Sweat a few years ago. But
he was a second and a third, right?
I could live with that. If it's, you know, depending on who you're going for, and you know, there's going to be a run at some position that's going to cause another position to slide, and you know, if you targeting, you know, maybe a receiver, you maybe don't need to trade back up because it's a deep class. Somebody may fall to you at 36. Tackle, there'll probably be a run on tackle at some point. You may have to trade back up. So like it depends. I'm not totally against it. I think 18 might be a little too high for me. You know, again, the player you're trading up for matters. So I'm not against it. Not against it.
This is nasty. Before you go, CeeLo. Mac Jones 18 and 24 as a starter. Zach Wilson 12 and 21 as a starter. Justin Fields 10 and 28 as a starter.
Easy off my boy, man.
So what you got, CeeLo? What's your strike range?
Yeah, I kind of like that. This is Montez Sweat comp. I like, you know, what did we move up to?
20.
Was he like a 27, 28, something like that?
26.
26. So that's around the range I will look at. I probably won't go too much higher than that based on the draft capital you got to give up from 36. So, you know, a guy like you said, dude, you know, somewhere, one of the tackles I think would be interesting. Jordan Morgan is one of them. What's the guy from Oklahoma?
Tyler
Guyton. I think Tyler Guyton. He's interesting, super athletic, but I'm scared because, you know, the injuries. You know, I think he'll be good if the injuries kind of work itself out. I don't know. I might be a little too rich for my blood, or in terms of the, you know, the opportunity cost to give up to get a potentially a injury kind of guy. So, you know, something like that. The tackles will be where I want to focus in on, and like you said, edge potentially, depending on who's there and what they want to give up for them. So, I think that's where I'm at.
So, the Colts and Washington trade in 2019, we gave up 2 second-round picks, one for 2019 and then the next year. So that's how much it cost, went back into the second round. So that's pretty.
That was right?
There's some other trades up here too. I'm looking at the value.
And that's probably because I don't think we had any more picks. Like in the third round, I think we only had 1 pick in the third round. Did we? Did we get that pick? So this year we got 2 seconds, 3 thirds.
Yeah.
I don't want to give up anything next year.
19. 2019. That was we took Terry.
19.
Yeah, that we
Yeah.
drafted Terry.
Yeah, that was
19 we
Terry
drafted.
in the third round.
Yep. We traded that second. We drafted Terry in the third round.
I thought the Montez Sweat draft was when we drafted.
No. Montez
No.
was 2019.
Simba.
Yeah. Montez and it was 20.
Chase was 20.
That was the same draft.
Yeah, Chase was 20.
Chase was
He was
20.
before that.
Deron Payne was 19. Deron Payne was 19.
Deron Payne
Allen
was
18. Oh, so Deron Payne was before Allen?
Yeah, Allen was 2017.
Yeah, Allen was pretty good. Deron was 18.
Allen came out with
Deron was 18, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Simba was 19, right?
Yes. Simba was 19.
And Simba was the year we traded back
Simba
up.
and Sweat was 19.
Simba and Sweat was 19. So Terry must have been like same year, right? 19.
Same year, 19,
yeah.
Yep. Okay.
What's up, NGA? Yep, there's a lot of draft prospects, man. I think we can strike to get back in there for sure.
It's enough good prospects that somebody good might fall to you though. You can still keep the 9 picks you have, you know what I mean, and still draft good players. But again, I'm not against it though. You know, so there's going to be a run on some position, probably tackle or receiver, that's going to cause another position to slide down. We have enough holes on this team that between tackle, D-back, offensive, I mean the whole line really, tight end, like it's plenty of spots to fill.
So I see Timothy's comment about the Sam trade being more than Justin. Yeah, Justin is getting killed right now. That's just crazy. But it depends on what. It depends on which point system you use in terms of how much we gave up or how much we got for Sam, and you really can't say.
I mean, even with that, right? Like they traded up. What did they give up?
Don't get me wrong. It's like you got a 5th round. Yeah, trust me, it's not comparable in terms of the value. It's just
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
And he went first. Like it's some rumors out now that he wanted to go to Pittsburgh. So if they couldn't get like a crazy offer for him, then that's where Post sent them. But that just doesn't make sense to me.
I'm surprised he didn't want to go to a place like Philly.
I thought they had options, but Poles wanted to do right by Justin by sending him to a healthier organization. That's why I thought.
That's what I'm saying. But that doesn't make sense either because like the whole Russell Wilson thing, right? Like what's the point? Because I know it was some rumors that Chicken and Poe said no. And then they pivoted to Russell Wilson when he got released. So was the plan all along to have him back up Russell Wilson?
Man,
I think.
Oh, so you're saying that they did offer like a second for Justin?
And that was the rumor, and they
were offers for second and third rounder for Justin. Apparently,
But
I just think overall, as we went through this process, I started to gain more of the sense that Justin eventually had to be a backup, and I hate that for him. And some people probably hate for him as well, but rightfully so. At the time, his rookie year, he wasn't really ready at that point to play. The whole Andy Dalton thing. So it is what it is.
Yeah, like that was like that started coming out the end of last week into this week is that the teams that would trade for him only sees him as a backup.
Right.
Glad he ain't going to Philly.
I think they just waited too long.
Which to me means that he never was going to be a start. Like there was never going to be a second or third round pick given up for him because that means they never would. You're not going to trade a third for a backup.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. And then the report came out the other day from Schefter is that they're going to work on a long term deal with Russ at the end of the year. Like, how do they know what he's going to like? This is, I don't know, man. This whole situation, and then they didn't. They didn't. They didn't know Pickett. Just a note,
What
I
happened?
pick we gave to Indy number 34 was used to pick Michael Pittman Jr. 35 was DeAndre Swift. 36 was Xavier.
Well,
Okay, Kevin.
We ain't gonna have no troubles no more. We ain't gonna have no troubles no more. And Batman, I trust. Let him get that cape on.
Appreciate you, Kevin. This might be your first time comment, so we definitely appreciate you stopping by. So I appreciate that. So it look like we got Michael Pittman back. Could have had DeAndre, could have had Xavier. I guess that's how we're looking at it. But they didn't think Kenny Pickett was going to like start throwing temper tantrums, and they sent him to Philly, and then now they needed a backup. So I don't know, man. Like this whole situation is weird. I don't know. This whole situation is weird. He don't fit like your quarterback room. You want like you don't want to flip your whole playbook. Man. Like I don't know.
It just like I understand. Yeah, I understand the thought process of let's do right by Justin, but like it doesn't make sense to me to turn down a third or fourth or second round pick to take a 6th round pick just to do right by Justin. Respectfully, if you really want to do right by Justin that badly, you could have built up an offense around him. If I'm Justin Fields, I'm looking at the weapons.
He literally just did it. He literally just did it and then traded him.
Like you done built up all these weapons now. Oh, now you want to let me go, man?
Yeah, that's the biggest part right there, bro. Because if that's the case, they did all that. I don't know about y'all. I understand there ain't been a guy that has been taken as wide receiver number 1, but shoot, I would take Marvin Harrison 1. For real.
That's gonna be
give him all the weapons you get.
There's a possibility that Justin Fields is just not very good.
Yes,
it is.
That's possible. Although DT is biased for obvious reasons, but
hang on. Let's stop the show. Stop the show here, dagnabbit. I can criticize my Ohio State players. I can say Justin Fields ain't been good, but it also just tells that we don't know quarterback. Look at the whole 2021 class, the 2022 class.
Terrible.
We don't know nothing about quarterbacks like that. And Trevor Lawrence only survived it because he went to the playoffs. And he got the same record, almost same statistics like a Mac Jones who got traded and he's his backup.
I'm on long-term record saying I
got an OSU rank. Got an OSU rank going on.
Hey, look at the 20. Look at the 2022 QBs.
Oh gosh,
Brock Purdy. They don't even put Brock Purdy.
Yeah, he the only one.
Yeah. Sam Howell.
Sam really the second.
Everybody on the second team except for Malik.
Really, the Rams should have traded for Justin Fields.
He's in the league no more.
He gone too.
Is he gone?
Matt Corral ain't even on the. No, he ain't even on the roster.
He in the UFL.
That's right. Yeah, the Vikings cut him.
Yeah, he's in the UFL.
The Vikings cut him in the offseason in training camp.
We don't know quarterback, man. That's how hard this stuff is, bro.
That's why this argument over these two QBs is statistically possible that only 1 or 2 gonna make it in the league.
Yeah. Bro, when we look back at this class 5-10 years from now, one of the top 3 or 5 quarterbacks in this class is going to be somebody that got picked on day 2 or 3.
Man, it's already been an hour. This is time flew by. Yeah, Tim. Yeah, Justin Fields would have been good. I heard Fields turned down full offers to other teams early.
Were they his offers to turn down though?
Right.
Become Pittsburgh still.
Respectfully,
they said Wilson will stop, but I believe it will go back on. I don't know, man. It's something to watch for sure.
Only issue they're both essentially on 1-year deals.
He got like 51%. What? He got something like 51% of games or something like that.
Yeah, ownership got to eat that.
Pittsburgh is doing, bro. I just don't know what they doing.
Right, they're gonna mess around.
Hold up, man. This your first time. You up here talking? Hold up.
Hold on, NGA. Like I know this might be your first time comment. DT. This is wow, NGA.
Hey,
man. I thought we was cool, man.
Hey, let's everybody top
yeah, I guess. Bowers, I would love Bowers run reverses like Debo.
Oh, next guy.
That dude dangerous. Whoever getting him for sure. Where's Dugan and Bennett? I don't know, man. He gives me those vibes. Yeah, good times, man. Look.
What type of emoji is that?
Yeah, that's like SpongeBob, like That don't look crazy. Tank Sports. I mean, he watches film. He was right on Purdy. He loves Daniels. This is crazy, man.
Yeah, boy.
We got another month, man. We might.
Don't know, man. Got kids
Half.
calling this dude J Dubs. J Dub to DC.
Stop.
Yeah, he can run fast.
Yeah, they put some
Just
weight on him.
insane, man.
Mm.
All right, man. Just real quick, we kind of talking about the offenses, and we're gonna get out. We appreciate everybody for stopping by. Like Kliff, man. He said, "Don't attach the air raid to me." You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be something different we ain't ever seen before. It's very difficult. It's very difficult for like the draft guru guys and us when we're looking at film and trying to see what best fits, and we don't know what the scheme is going to be. How do you all think he's really gonna? You think they're really gonna build this Commanders offense and Commanders defense with all these different people in the building? I mean, what you think, CeeLo? I don't know, man. Like,
I have no clue. This is the reason why I'm a genuine casual at this point because I have no clue what Kliff's going to do, what Brian Johnson's going to do, Anthony Lynn going to do, and they all seem to do very different things. Some going to like work together in the running game, in the passing concepts. Kliff don't want to be associated with air raid. That's cool, but like if you go back and watch some of them Arizona, I know he Texas Tech and everything in the past, but you look at the Arizona, tape. It was a very different offense almost all of 3 years, even 3.5 years because he got fired in that fourth year that he was there. So they kind of evolved over time. Mm-hmm. So I'm genuinely like, I have no idea. And the reason why, because like I said earlier, Brian Johnson, like more of a kind of a QB kind of guru. And then you have Anthony Lynn in the running game. I'm genuinely curious what they're going to run. And so I can't really get excited yet because we're kind of in the dark. At least I am.
You too. What you think, DT?
Man, I'm like CeeLo. When we hired Kliff, I was kind of very, very skeptical. I kind of opened up to it. But I think with hiring Lynn and getting Brian Johnson, giving them their roles, I think it will give him some help. We've seen Kingsbury, like CeeLo said, he kind of evolutionized his offense to more pro style. Still has some air raid concepts, so be interesting to see what will be the plan. Also, still need to see some of the players for like offensive line. Still need a tackle. How athletic you want your lineman is. Okay, obviously quarterback. We'll get to that once we draft them, but I think it's going to be a mix of things, of philosophies, 49ers, Philadelphia, and some of the things he did in Arizona and combine it and have a good offense.
What about you, Breeze?
Nah, I agree, man. I think they've made a clear distinction. Yeah, I saw that.
Yo, that's nasty.
Yeah, they've tried to make a clear distinction that this is not going to be the Kliff Kingsbury air raid offense. This is not even going to be the Dan Quinn defense that you've seen in years past. Like this is going to be the Washington Commanders, 2024. Like this is going to be something essentially new. Like they'll take principles and parts of everything and kind of blend it together. But because we don't know what it's going to be, I have no clue what I legit like CeeLo said. I almost feel like I hate the C word, but I almost feel like a casual. Like I don't know, bro. Like I don't think there's a way of knowing until they actually start. We don't have a quarterback. We don't have tackles. So there's a lot of important pieces still missing from both sides of the ball.
I think if they go Jaden Daniels, we will probably we have a good idea of what offense they're gonna run. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be very 2012-esque in my opinion. If you go Drake, if you go anybody else, I think it'll be a little bit more traditional, a little bit more, pocket pass. In my opinion. So we'll see.
Yeah, man.
And for the record, I'm fine with it either way. For the record,
all right. He said 2012. Everybody can think about Jaden Daniels already.
What's up, everybody in the chat, man? If y'all love Bruce Wayne, man, y'all like the job he been doing. Put them bats in the chat, man. Let me see all them bats. Put them bats in the comments, man. Bruce Wayne been cooking, man. So real quick before we get out of here, those premium positions, right? And what's up, Jessica? Appreciate you. Who will be traded before the season starts? I don't know who he was talking. Somebody be traded for the season starts. What's up, AC? Position coaches are at least competent. Yes. Look, the blue people scared. Okay. Yeah, I listened to what you sent me too, Caleb. That's why I was telling them. Yeah, they are having a fit in blue land. LSU offense wasn't 2012. Drake Mayer, Jaden Daniels. I'm cool with either one. The bats. Yeah, man. Like, what else do you all want? For free agency, like this week, because a lot of the top guys gonna be coming off. And like, do you want to? What do you guys think we should add? Not something just to add to fill the roster, but add to actually either start or be in position to start.
I mean, I would like to see, what they'll do with, at least
RG3SD is crazy. RG3SD.
Yeah, that's hilarious. RG3SD.
Every time he sees him, hey, yo.
Cheeseburger. I don't know about T. Higgins. T. Higgins is, I think he's there. Like that 21 million cap hit, I think he's there to stay this year on that tag.
Poster King, no to David Bakhtiari.
Yeah, I'd be crazy stoked we get Justin Simmons.
I think the tackle market is starting to dry up to almost to the point that you can likely see what their plan of attack is with that position. I still think we need to add a little bit more to the receiver position. That's just me being biased to the receiver position, but for sure tackle though.
Yeah, I agree. It's some like some mid above mid type tackles that were signed today to some teams that I saw on the timeline. But Justin Simmons will complete that defense, and like if we get Justin Simmons and add another corner, man, we might go offense day 1 and day 2.
I think they're gonna be heavy
unless
on
there's an
edge
there.
Yeah,
I would love Diggs. I would love Diggs.
And Clowney still out there?
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah.
I would love Clowney.
If they keep all 9 picks, I wouldn't be surprised if 6 or 7 of them are offensive players.
I think the only thing that can go defense early is an edge rusher.
Yeah, I really wanted them to get an edge in free agency. I understand they kind of high end, high price, but we're looking to draft for him.
Well, you really only have one starter out of that group, and that's Armstrong.
Yeah, and he excelled at the 5 technique, so we just gotta see what that looks like. Who's Curtis Rourke, DT?
I never heard of him before.
He said Drake May is
not Ohio State.
From Ohio State.
Was that from the 60s?
The podcast stuff, so.
Yeah, we still got 63 million. We on pace to have over 100 million next year too. I wouldn't mind Diggs.
Oh, so that means that's enough cap space to trade for Kyler Murray. Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go. Let's get out of here. Snead would be great. Okay, so the thing with Snead, I think somebody mentioned this earlier. His medicals, start leaking his medicals, and he's getting his knee drained every 3 to 4 weeks. He's got fluid buildup on his knees. So that's probably why he hasn't been moved yet because they want to trade him, but the compensation I think is what the holdup is. So we'll see how that plays out. D-Rob.
I think Trent Brown's still out there, ain't he?
Yeah, he's actually visiting the Bengals tomorrow. Yep, Josh Jones, that's my guy. Like he's still out there. I would love if we was able to get him.
Yeah,
And
I'm a pass on Mekhi Becton though.
Yeah, I thought he was visiting. I saw he was visiting someone. I thought today. Yeah, and somebody said the Bakari, he's played 13 games in the last 5 years or something like that.
13 in the last 3, I think.
3.
What about would y'all look at Adoree Jackson?
How old is he though?
28, I think. 28.
Yeah, 28.
1-year deal, something. Because we might go offense very heavy in the draft, like y'all saying, get younger, and then see what these 1-year guys do for this year, and kind of flip it next year and go heavy defense, get some impact players, and maybe grabbing some offensive 1-year deals and kind of start competing. And you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like I like what he's doing, but I still don't know what he's doing. So I don't know, man. Yeah, NJ, the thing about the wide receiver, like I need it. If you're gonna be 6'2", 6'3", I need you to play like you 6'5", 6'6", right? Because Terry plays like a 6'3" guy. So if you 6'3", I need you to play big. I don't need you to be, letting people push you around. Yeah, I think we go tight end in the draft for sure. Quez Watkins. Yeah, they say he's a. What they say? He was a some deep threat they mentioned earlier when they in the timeline.
Isn't Tyler Boyd still out there? That's a tall, big wide receiver. If that's what you're looking for.
What's the guy from Detroit too? Any kind of tall, like 6'3"?
Yeah, he was dropping passes in the Super Bowl. Kurtzberg is a quarterback coming out next year. Same build as May and playing style. Won't be a first-round pick. I don't know who Kurtzberg is.
DJ Humphries is coming off of an ACL injury, I believe. Recent ACL, like January ACL tear, if I'm not mistaken. So while he's a good prospect, well, not probably 30 years old, I think. But he's not gonna be ready for week 1, and I don't think they would. I don't think that would be where they look. Maybe if you draft a tackle fairly high, but I don't think you sign him to be your left tackle for the season.
I think they secure a swing tackle this week. I think Josh Jones probably comes in.
So do y'all? I mean, maybe we could talk about it next episode, but I wonder what our starting 5 gonna look like. In terms of insert name that we know that's on the team today versus maybe a future pick or something like that. Like I feel like we only have maybe 2 starters right now on the team, maybe 3 if you count Wiley.
Wiley could be the guard on the field goal. I can't even trust him on the guard on the field goal.
How y'all feel that they draft 2 rookie tackles?
Yeah, that's a.
I'll be just fine with that personally.
Yeah.
Cool with it. Cool with it.
It's not ideal, but I think we got a lot of experience coaches.
Do we think Allegretti supposed to be supposed to be starting though? Do we know that?
I think he's in there to compete for a starting job.
Okay. I see him as a Schweitzer.
Biadasz is starting at center. We got that. Cosby starting at guard. So I mean,
that's all I know for now.
Yeah. I mean, by default, Wiley is probably the right tackle right
now. No, he's not. Yeah, he's not playing tackle. No, they changed his position. He's a guard. No, they didn't, but I hope they did.
I said I'm cool with getting a veteran tackle for at least 1 year, then you address that spot next year, or you pay big dollars to a up and coming guy, or you even trade for one.
I mean, Josh Jones would be perfect. No matter even him, he wouldn't be a solidified starter.
Right.
Like Logan Strong, I mean, Yeah, it's Logan, right? No. What's Stromberg's first name?
Ricky.
Ricky Stromberg. I'm sorry. Ricky Stromberg can play center or guard, but I don't think as it currently stands, he's not projected to start. He's definitely not at center or right guard, maybe left guard. But yeah, like tackle is where the biggest need is at because like we had right now, as it currently stands, it's Braden Daniels, who's probably a better guard, wasn't very good at either, and Andrew Wiley, who say the same thing about him as far as tackle goes. So you have to do something at tackle. Like you can't, like you literally have to. So
yeah, as of right now, we don't have Nathan. All we really got is Sam and Tyler, the Oddish. That's probably it. We are most excited to watch on defense next year. Louvu for me.
yeah,
I've seen Luvu show.
Frankie Uso.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see what they do with Davis. If they really going to, have him mostly in rush end or, 3-4 outside linebacker. That'd be kind of interesting.
There'll be a lot of different packages, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But all right, man. TT, what you got, man?
Not much really. Join us tomorrow night for the Command Time podcast. Going every Tuesday, and going to have some guests up in the next couple of weeks to talk about upcoming NFL draft, some of the free agency moves we have made, and also what do we think will probably be the quarterback. We will be having a mock draft up there in the next couple of days.
Yeah, we probably need to get scheduled set one soon for next weeks. Okay, you come with Darius Robinson. Yeah, I like him. I wouldn't mind. I think he'll be there at 36. He might be there at 36 and 40. I still like AP is hiding something. He said hiding something big. What you got, Breeze?
Man, just stay tuned, man. It's gonna be the party just get started. It's gonna get real wild around here. And don't stress too much over your quarterback choice because it's probably a 50-50 chance that the guy you want ain't gonna get picked. So, just enjoy the ride. And we'll see y'all back here next week, 9 p.m.
CeeLo.
Yeah, let's just keep grinding, keep talking about these prospects because it ain't going nowhere. But looking forward to see them, filling out this roster a little bit more, even if it's backups, back end guys, get some competition. I just want to see competition everywhere. That's the name of the game. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Let's chop it up again next week.
Yeah, man. We appreciate all of you for listening and watching and giving us your time. We know your time is very valuable. What's up, Isaiah? How you holding up, bro? And for you to spend it with us, we definitely appreciate it. Remember, do it because you love it, not because it loves you. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.